this video we're going to look at how to add different things together. Like the other videos, we're going to ask for inputs and we're going to process it to give an output. So the first part of this video is going to be to look at creating a program which asks for a user's name and their age, and then what we're going to do is we're going to output on a single line message saying something like, hello, whatever the person's name is, you are however many years old. Now we're going to start this by getting my program ready. So the first thing we're going to do is declare a variable called name equals input what's your name, and we're also going to make another variable called age, and that's going to be input how old are you. Now when we come to print this out in one line, we can do print hello, and then we're going to do name, and we're going to do you are, then we've got to be closing the brackets again, closing the speech marks, comma, age, comma, years old. So let's run this program now to see what it looks like. So the first part there comes up, what's your name? Dave. And then how old are you? Well, we'll put 20 down. And it says, hello Dave, you are 20 years old. Great. Now there is a slight issue with this code in terms of readability. It works fairly well, but as you can see here, the full stop is sort of in the center here. It's floating between Dave and then obviously the next part. The reason for that is the way that we've concatenated, in other words, the way we've put together the variable and the piece of text. Now I typically use commas because that's what I do. However, what you can use is a plus, and we used pluses in the first two videos where we were adding two bits together and it didn't actually work because it was adding two strings together. So what we're doing now is we are changing that from a plus. Now if I wanted to do the others, I could change that one to a plus. However, I'd have to put an extra space in here. Let me show you what happens when I don't. So it says, what's your name? Dave, 20, and you can see there the hello and the Dave is together. So therefore I have to put a space here in order for it to be a bit more readable. Now if we wanted to say, hello Dave, you are 20 years old, and then on another line we could say, in 2 years time you are going to be, we can actually do that. So watch what happens. When we do print, in 2 years time you will be, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this, age plus 2. Now this probably won't work, and when I run this, we'll see Dave and then 20, and it's basically saying it can't do that because it's trying to do it step by step. So if I put this inside brackets, because what we want to try and do is work this one out first, and then we do Dave 20, it's still saying don't know what to do, and the reason being is because it's basically saying you've given a string and we're trying to treat it like an integer. So what we need to do is force this age to be an integer, and the way we do that is we do int and then put another set of brackets around it. Now this time when we run it, we do Dave, how old are you? 20, and then it works out in 2 years time you are going to be 22. Now there are a number of ways we could have done that, but that's probably the simplest and one of the quickest ways of doing it. So that's how we would get an input in and then modify it then later on. Another option that we've got is working it out up here. So we could say new age equals age plus 2, and down here then I could just do new age. So I'm calling the variable over here. So if I click run again, how old are you? Oh, what's your name? Dave, 20. You can see there now it works out again. So either way works. In terms of readability, probably this way is a little bit more readable because I can see my program in steps, but overall both of them are fairly readable.